Greetings, YouTube. I love a good Western. And if you were to put me on the spot and ask me to pick which one my favorite was of all the Westerns I've ever seen, one of the top two would be The Outlaw Josey Wales. The other would probably be Jeremiah Johnson, which I also got recently on DVD, so I will be watching that again and probably doing a review of it in the near future. This, in my opinion, could possibly be the quintessential Western. Because not only is it a tale of the Old West, it's a tale of a person that moves across the country from the South during and after the Civil War, and then, as being chased by the Union soldiers, into the proper Old West. So it's a metaphor for the entire immigrant movement, settlers moving across, invading the territory of Native Americans. This film is so lovingly crafted. The writing is excellent. The delivery is good. The scene blocking is just incredible. When a door opens and there's Clint Eastwood, you know, just almost in silhouette, just almost a negative image. Or his little band of travelers is coming into a valley, and you just see this huge expanse, and you see these little tiny people, little people on horses and a wagon moving into the scene, into the frame. And you just get the immensity of the scale of the environment, of where they were moving through. It's artistry. I realize this was one of his earlier films, that, you know, he hadn't had a lot of experience directing. But I really think that this brought a real craftsmanship to Westerns. And he'd had experience with Westerns. He'd been doing them for years. He knew how to block a shot. He knew how to present the action. And there's wonderful classic stunt work in this movie. I mean, the guys that knew how to ride horses, knew how to tumble off horses, knew how to, you know, get dragged by horses. Like every Western has to have some poor sap get shot out of a saddle, his foot get caught in the rigging, and he gets dragged across the plain or through a river or something. And Eastwood used that. But this movie is so many other things. It's a story of the Native Americans. And he only treats the Native Americans with dignity and respect in this movie. Eastwood, in all the films he's done, has never killed a Native American. There's a lesson there. Okay? He brought to these people what had been taken away from them by all those who'd come before him. He meets Chief Dan George in this, and Lone Waddy is what his character's name is in the film. And he was getting older. He had a hard time memorizing his lines. Eastwood is like feeding his lines to him, I guess, during the actual filming. But when he meets them, he's a broken man. He's been stripped of who he was and been given this false identity of a quote-unquote civilized Indian. And Josey Wales returns his manhood to him, returns his people's teachings, his faith, his skills to him, because he treats him like a dignified human being. He bestows the mantle of warrior back onto this Native American. And it's beautiful to watch. And I mean, obviously this film's about redemption. Josey Wales redeeming himself. Josey Wales rebuilding his family. Josey Wales redeeming the lives of those he encounters. But there's also under the surface, this is a dark comedy. Many people are not going to see it that way. I'm telling you, it's a dark comedy. Because there are some very good, humorous plot lines and elements in this movie running throughout of it. Even during the drama and everything, it's still there. And it's so refreshing for me. I never get bored of this movie. Every time I see it, I get something else out of it. And there's so many good acting jobs in here. There's lots of solid work done by character actors. There's some people who got just introduced to acting in this movie. A Native American woman in this plays a squaw, and it's like the first movie she ever did. And she did an excellent job. But Sandra Locke is in this. And it's the first movie they played together. They were partners for like 14 or 15 years. They did like 6 movies together, and this is the first one. And she does a very credible job as a kind of airhead 70s hippie character in this Old West, and it's just so much fun to watch. So if you like Westerns, and you like Clint Eastwood, you simply cannot go wrong with The Outlaw Josey Wales.